Hi, everybody. Welcome to
Hi,
another
Tammy.
episode. Hey there, Daryl, of our Ready Set Estate Sale. Hi, Dwayne, and we are honored. We are all honored today to have the one and only, the sweetest, most beautiful lady I just love. I am so thrilled. Nellie Hill, the owner of Hillside Estates and More Estate Company.
Thank you,
Yay!
Tammy.
Welcome,
It's a,
Nellie.
I feel
Welcome,
honored to
Nellie.
be here.
I am so excited for to have Nellie myself here. Nellie and I have talked a whole lot through Facebook and text, but we've never
Mhm.
had the pleasure of meeting in person. And she
Well,
is beautiful. She's just beautiful inside and
so
out, and a sweetheart. I could go on and on.
But
So
I
you
feel
haven't
like I've
been to,
known
you
you
haven't
for
been to
so
Nellie's
long.
sales?
I have not. I have not had
Well, the
that
next
pleasure.
time me and Dwayne go, we're gonna come pick you up and take you with us.
Oh, that would be
That,
wonderful.
that
I
would be
love
good.
her.
That
We'll
Yes.
would
have
be
a
good.
good day out. Wonderful.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
And I've never gotten to meet Nellie's wonderful sweet husband Jeff either. That helps her. They're a team that has the
Yes.
estate sale company.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
mhm.
They
so,
sure
so,
are.
so Nellie, how many people is in your company?
Well, actually, it's just my husband and I, and then we have a lady that has been with us. Her name's Annette. She's been with us for ever since we started our business, and then if we need extra help, we pull in family and some close friends.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
But it's mostly my husband and I and Annette.
It's great when you have extra family members who can come in and help you.
Absolutely, it
Help
is.
you.
It
'Cause some
is.
of these sales
Yes.
are really hair pulling,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
you
all
need
my
that.
family thought I was crazy for doing this, so they had no interest.
And mine either. They just look at me and say,
Uh,
like, "You're doing what?
Oh.
Are you crazy?"
I tell you, you've got to have a little bit of compassion in your heart to do this industry. You've got to be compassionate. Everybody does, and and the ones that are just doing it, trying to make a dollar, you can sure see it in their sales. The
Yes,
compassion's not there.
yes, that's
So
true. It's true. You got to take the time to get things set up correctly and
Yes,
looking good, or you're just you're just pushing product at that point if you don't, and that's not
I,
right.
I agree with that.
So
okay, so now that we have met Nellie, I will ask her the one most important question. What made you decide to get in the estate sale industry?
I'm so glad you asked that.
Good.
I think it started back in my teenage years,
Oh,
Daryl. I loved going to yard sales, estate sales, antique stores, thrift stores. And that was mine and my mother's time together. And
oh, great.
we just loved it. We loved to hunt. We liked looking at the old items. And of course, we liked to buy.
Right.
And so I worked for the state for 36 years, and during that time of working 36 years with the state, I also was a co-owner of a restaurant, a co-owner of a tanning salon, and at one time I was cleaning 13 houses a month. And I never did fully like, I mean, I loved what I did, but it wasn't my passion.
Right.
So my mother always encouraged me, do what you enjoy doing. So once she passed away, she left me a little money, and I thought, I'm going to start this business. I love it, and it'll be a remembrance of my mother, and it
Oh,
also helped my inheritance to grow a little bit, maybe.
well, that
Oh,
is wonderful. That is
Yep.
that
wonderful.
it is. That is so touching. And Nellie had shared with
Yeah.
me part of that through Messenger before.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah,
you
that's great.
did. And your mother would be beyond proud of you, Nellie.
I
She
sure
really
hope
would.
so. I wear my little charm, my little angel charm for my mom, and
Oh,
she goes
oh,
with me
that's
to all
great.
my sales.
So
Oh, that is just
sweet.
so sweet.
It is. It's a beautiful story.
And
It
we learned a
is.
lot about you in that one question. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I would also. I'd like to know why would you turn down a sale? Would
Why
there
would I
be?
turn one?
Yes, yes.
Well, actually, I have turned down some, but it's mostly if I feel like it's going to be a liability issue for my workers or a liability issue for the shoppers.
Right.
And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about um, unstable structured floors, or um, there's been issues where there was no water or no lights, and they
Oh yeah.
wanted us to work without those. So
Right.
that's basically the only time I would turn down one, is if I felt like it was too big of a liability.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
We
so
did this order sale once. We did this order sale once, Nelly, that had no toilet, no running water, basically, no heat.
Mm.
Tammy helped us on it.
I
oh, that's
did.
right. You
Yes, I
did.
did.
I
I
forgot about
did.
that.
In
It was,
Johnson City, it
yeah,
was.
it
Yeah,
was, but it was a really good sell once we did it. But boy, we held our breath the whole time.
right.
And a
Oh,
lot of other
Lord.
things.
Right. But you know what? That's where the compassion came in. When interviewing the client
Hmm.
and saw the situation she was in, and she was so overwhelmed because she thought she could do it herself.
Right.
And after trying to organize a sale for 3 or 4 weekends, she was about to have a nervous breakdown.
Hmm.
And she called us, and we told her what we could do for her and what we'd have to charge. And she just started crying. And she says, "My prayers have been answered." She
Oh,
said,
precious,
you all were the right people to call because I
precious.
see you're very compassionate."
Yes.
And so she was able to go home to, I forget where it was now, up in Virginia, Dwayne.
Yes, way up in Virginia.
Yeah, about 4 hours away. She says, "I can go home and I'm not going to worry about it because I know it's in good hands."
Yeah.
And that
Wonderful.
makes you feel really good as a company, and knowing that you've relieved stress from someone like that.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Now
So
we have done a going out business sale at the Chucky flea market, and there was no bathrooms and there was no heat and stuff. So we did cut wood and take wood in and used a wood stove there, and we rented a portage
Wow.
on, and it turned out pretty good.
Yep. Wow.
hmm,
Sometimes you do what you got to do.
Sometimes you do, yes.
But
Uh-huh.
exactly.
have
Yes.
you ever, since Tammy's question leads into this one, have you ever been interviewing a client and then just had a real bad vibe that it was going to be a lot of trouble, far as family doing this and family doing that, and you just thought, I need to run on this one because it's going to be too much drama?
We have had some drama issues, but
Hmm.
we just all worked through it.
Yep.
We done one estate sale where they were having, the two sisters were having another sister evicted right during us setting
Oh
up and
my.
getting ready for a sale. So there was a little bit of drama going on there, but we just tried to make light of it and just go about our business.
Right.
Oh my.
That's, yeah, it happens. It sure does.
Yeah.
So we had a sell once where the like three sisters, they all came in and says, "We don't like your pricing. We don't like the way you price things. We think it should be priced more, blah, blah, blah. And so we said, okay, if that's the way you feel, we'll be glad just to pack up and leave, and we'll send you a bill for what we've done so far. Boy,
Oh,
their tune changed really, really
changed.
quick.
Yeah.
Now, oh, you're doing great. You're doing fine. And we had no more problem with that. But, sometimes you just got to let them know who's the boss and who's not,
Right.
you know?
I mean, we know what the market brings, like you, Nellie. You know what the market brings. They
Right.
don't have a clue. They
Right.
just heard that grandma paid a lot of money for this 30 years ago,
Right.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
And
then
they think that 20-year-old couch is worth what it was bought for that day.
Oh my God. Oh, it's an antique. It's an antique. It's worth a lot more now.
No,
and at the end of the day, it's used furniture
it is.
that
Yes.
somebody that's wanting a bargain is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
boy, they're going to get a good deal.
Oh, I
Hey,
love
Tammy, you
it.
got a question?
Yes. What is the worst thing that's ever happened at one of your sales, Nellie?
Oh my goodness, let me think
Oh.
here. I would say the worst thing that actually ever happened is
And you don't have to mention no names, Nellie.
no,
We,
no,
Yeah.
no, no.
No name.
want to make that clear.
We have had a few fender benders. We've had a
Oh.
lady that she was so excited about looking at the stuff that we had sitting outside that she actually ran off the side of the road coming into the driveway and went off an embankment.
Oh, my.
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, and then we've had the cops caught on us a few times over disgruntled neighbors with the
Oh,
parking,
really?
Oh.
road congestion, and
Mhm.
Oh,
stuff like that.
Oh, we had that happen too.
But
yeah.
Yes.
we offered them a free hot dog because in the summer, on the first day, we have people coming out and grilling and stuff. We offered them a free hot dog and a soda, and everything turned out pretty good there.
Food settles everything.
So y'all
Yeah,
do
I
that in the
love it.
summertime on the first
Yes.
day?
we do. We have a group at
Oh, that's
Falls.
exciting.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
would do
She
that with hors
does.
d'oeuvres on the real big houses on the
Uh
first
huh.
night. We would do a first night for
Mm-hmm.
hors d'oeuvres. You're right. That changes. That sets the mood to the buyers,
It
the,
does.
the neighbors, everybody.
We've even had a little bit of
Exactly.
music and stuff. So we,
Right,
we try to make it more than just going to an estate sale.
But
right.
I
I
wish he was
love
up here
it.
in Johnson City area.
I know, exactly. Nellie's sales sound like so much fun. I love it.
They do, Tammy.
Your sales sound
Yes,
like your sales.
I
So
know.
we've done it
I
before.
love it.
Tammy's been there sales where we've actually
I
done hors
have.
d'oeuvres and wine and things the first night.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I
Kitchen
have.
only,
Yeah.
some of the bigger sales.
Uh
And
huh.
it
Mm-hmm.
really turned out right. Like I said, give them a little bit of wine, a little bit of food, and they spend a lot of money.
We might have to think about that, Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
so fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now,
Okay,
how
so
many years? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just also thinking, how many years have you and Jeff been doing sales, Nellie?
We are going into our fifth year.
Fifth
oh,
year.
Great.
Fifth year.
that's great.
That is
Exactly.
wonderful.
Jeff is actually a electrician. He was an electrician supervisor at Host and Defense.
Okay.
And when I started this business, I did not think it would take off the way it did. I thought it would be just, about like having a yard sale, and it would be something I could handle on my own. Well, after I did 3 or 4 of them by myself, I was begging Jeff to leave work and come and work for me.
You learned a
I
lot, didn't you, along the road?
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Uh,
So,
love it.
So how far are you guys willing to travel to do the sale?
I really try to just stay in Greene County.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
You wouldn't do Morristown or you wouldn't do Jonesboro?
Well, I would, but I feel like there's other estate sale groups that do that area. So if for some reason they couldn't do it, or the client just specifically asked for us, then yes, I'd make the extra trip and do it.
Right. Right. We've came to Greeneville. We've done some sales in Greeneville, but normally, if someone would call us and there's another company, we would refer them out to that company.
Yes.
That far.
That's usually what I do too. I try to tell people I try to stay in a Greene County area, but I can make a referral, and
Right. That's great.
And you did do one. You did do one in Gray for a friend of yours, didn't
I
you?
did.
You made an exception. Yes.
And I did one in Boone's Creek for a friend of ours, and we did good
Okay.
there too.
That's
And
just a long way to travel.
we actually picked up some followers from that area, so I was
great.
glad I did that.
Excellent. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll go anywhere to buy.
Yeah.
I think we've done 2 sales in Greeneville. All we've ever done is 2.
But it's been over 5 years.
It's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since 2008.
Yeah, there's still several of the estate sale groups that I see that come to Greeneville. So
Yeah, there's not many. Yeah, that's for sure. So, have you ever had to cancel a sale after signing the contract?
not actually canceled it, but I do recall that on the second day, of the sale is when COVID hit. The first
Oh,
3 cases of COVID hit in Greene County, and we closed the sale down after discussing it with our client. Of course, COVID was all new to us, and we wasn't sure what to expect or what precautions to take and stuff like that. So, yes, after that second day, we did shut it down.
oh, that's great. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. So, well, I guess the next thing would be, I know this happens a lot, and we've had to had to address this ourselves. But how do you handle clients taken out of after the contract sale that's been signed?
How we handle that? Well, when we sit down with our client and we do our contract. We ask them to take anything that they want to keep before we get started. And if it's items that they can't take, we ask them, to mark it not for sale.
Right.
Once we start staging and pricing, anything that they would take after that, they are asked to pay full price for it.
Right. The way we handled that was, if they took it after we signed the contract, we would address the fair market value for it and then take that percentage out of the sale.
But
That's how
that's
we
a
did
good idea to take the percentage. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we would say that was worth $30, so we'll take X number of percentage off that $30
Yeah.
and just subtract it out of the sale. We did a
We
sale
haven't
down. I'm sorry.
we haven't had to address that issue, but just a couple of times. And uh, I remember once it was some items, high priced items that one of the sisters had came in and got. And so I spoke to my client and asked if her sister would be willing to either bring those items back to us or pay the price that we had on them. And she spoke with her sister, and the sister paid the full asking price. So,
Right. That's a good way to do it. Yeah. We did a sale down in, is it Greystone? Greystone? Oh,
Where the golf course is, Graceville, Graceburg.
Mm-hmm.
somebody's echoing. But we did a sale there one time, and they had a set of Sterling and a big zero turn radius lawnmower and a trailer and some things. And when we got to do the sale, we got there set up. It was all gone.
Oh, no.
And so we called the guy and said, "So what happened to this item, this item, this item?" "Oh, my sister-in-law decided to take it," or somebody like that. And we said, "Well, we based this sale on those items being there, and that's what we was going to use to advertise with. So we just added up to what we was going to charge for them and took the percentage off the sale."
Would that not be a breach of contract?
Yes.
It would have been. Yeah, it could have been. We could have walked off and not done the sale, period.
Right.
Because we'd advertised it already,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So at that point, they were willing to go ahead and let us take the percentage out of it because, that's the same as selling it.
Right.
And they were easier to do that than it would be to. So.
Now, we do encourage our clients, if they want to have what we call a family night, after we get everything set up and staged, if they have certain family members they want to come in and shop first, then we do, make that an option for them. So we don't have too many issues with stuff getting going after we get started.
So how long do you normally take to set up a sale?
It depends on the quality of, not the quality, I guess the amount of stuff. If there's a lot of outbuildings and stuff or barns, it's going to take a little longer. But generally, a week to 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, us too. Yeah.
To set it up and price it and all.
And I think it takes that long if you're going to do a good sale because you got to clean it and make sure it's staged right and looks good. And if there's tons of items, it takes a while to go through them.
And sometimes, we have quite a bit of laundry that we need to do, and we'll either do it there on premises as we're working, or there's been times that I have brought it home and done it at night and then take it back the next day. And, if you got a lot of dishware that you need to wash and stuff like that. So it depends,
Right.
Yeah, and we do laundry and we clean dishes. If you make it sparkle and you make it smell good, you're going to sell a lot more.
Yes. And a lot of times we even have to clean the house before we can open up because you want the house to look good. You want to bring dignity and respect to the
To the
family.
family. Exactly.
Right.
Well, now I will say this: Tom Williams, the my friend from school that I help him with his sales.
Right.
Tom does what you all are talking about. He will
That's it.
run the dishwasher. He will wash all these dishes. He will
Yeah,
vacuum. He will clean. He is real good about doing that. He does an
right.
excellent job.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
Willow Creek does too. I forgot about Willow Creek, but
yeah.
yeah,
Most of the ones I've been to, they looked well organized and everything's looked really clean. So
that is great.
Right. Great.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's almost lead into the like another question. Have you ever had a client, Nellie, refuse to sign a contract?
no, actually, I haven't. Now
Good.
I have had folks want me to come out and look at their stuff, and then we discuss the contract, and they'll say they need to talk it over with the family members, and they'll get back with me.
Right.
Which and there's many times or several times I haven't heard back. So I'm
Right.
yeah. But other than
Right.
that, is usually if they're really wanting it, they do sign the contract, and for most of them are really glad that we do have contracts. That way it
Right.
keeps us all on,
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes,
accountable.
exactly.
You're
Mhm.
right. That is right.
So once we get the cell set up and we're full swing into the cell and things are going, have you ever caught anybody stealing anything? And if
I
so, how do you?
haven't I haven't never caught anybody like first
Wow.
hand stealing, but I have had other customers to come up to me and say, I'm pretty sure I seen this person do this. And,
Keep an eye on them.
yeah, so we have had some customers that, they tell us things that they've seen. Now, what I have done or have seen is I've seen people change tickets
Prices.
on items. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And,
And
and
I
I'll
don't know.
and I'll just flat out tell them I know what I had this priced at. I'm sorry, I can't let it go for this price that's on here because someone has evidently changed the ticket. So,
Right. I don't know about you, but up here, most people are pretty tight knit as far as companies are concerned. And if
mm-hmm,
there's somebody that's known to be stealing or whatever,
mm-hmm.
word spreads fast about that person.
It
And when they come
does.
to sales,
It, yes, yes.
you watch them close because they know
Mm-hmm.
who steals and who doesn't steal.
Right,
We've had people who would buy a trunk or something and stuff the trunk full of stuff and try to pass it through as just a trunk.
right.
Like no, that'll work.
And we have had, several ladies to buy purses and stuff. And then as I was looking through the purses, there'd be items in it, and they would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I had that in there
Oh yeah.
and stuff." And that's like, it's okay, I got it.
Right? Yeah.
And it could have been an accident. It very well
Yes,
could have been. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Because when
think
your hands
Dwayne walked out of one. Dwayne walked out of a cell one time with something in his pocket because it was real little,
Mm-hmm.
and he just totally forgot about it.
who me?
Yep.
And he was getting in the car, and he stuck his hand in his pocket, and he goes, "Oh my God, I have
Yep.
taken this."
Yep.
I don't even remember what it was now, but you went back and
I went back and paid for it.
yeah,
And
they got a good laugh out of it.
we've had customers to do that to us too, say, "I'm so sorry, I walked off with this," and they've actually drove back. I mean, for a quarter item to tell us that they, took it. So,
Well, when your hands are full of stuff, you just got to find a place to put stuff.
mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
good to have baskets and bags and stuff to give
Yep.
to people to put stuff in,
Right.
and a good holding area to put it in
Right.
Yep.
when they're finished, because they can't carry it all.
But we do have really
That's funny.
good customers. I would say 95% of them are just as honest as they could be.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Most
the
of them
other
are.
5 probably are, but might be a little sneaky if they could be.
So that leads me to the question. So, how do you handle disgruntled customers when somebody comes up complaining? How do you handle
Hmm. Well, me, I try to kill people with kindness.
it?
I'm
Right.
like, are you
That's
having a bad day?
That's
Would you
me.
like,
I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
try to give them a hug and I try to bring something positive to light. And
Mhm.
there's been times I've actually sat down and prayed with people during the sales.
Oh,
They'll
wow.
say, this is and this and this, and I'm like, let's pray about it. So
Oh, wow. That's great.
that's my
Oh,
approach.
I thought you might be casting demons off of them or something.
My approach is to kill them with kindness. Jeff's
I love
approach is a little bit different than mine.
it.
I'm the
Oh.
kindness. Dwayne's the one to throw them out and say, you're banned.
Jeff's the type to say, if you don't like it, you can go on. I'll show you the
Yep.
way out.
Well,
That's
have you ever
funny.
banned anybody?
Sir,
Have you ever banned anybody from your cells?
we haven't actually ever banned anyone from our cells, but we have uh, politely escorted someone off the premises. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I'm the banning king.
Yeah.
I mean, if you come in there and you cause a lot of problems and you're making a big scene, I'll just politely go up and say you're banned. Don't come back.
Yeah. We politely, this person was sort of rude and obnoxious and told us that basically he couldn't get no deals from us like he does another estate sale group, and he named that group.
Mhm.
And he's like, I don't understand why you're so firm on your prices. The family's already passed and they're not going to know, and it doesn't matter. And I'm like, but I know, and I've got to answer for myself, you know.
Right. And that's your job, is to get the family as much as you can get them.
Yeah,
You're working for the family. You're not working for that person.
exactly.
Mhm.
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 So
We're bad to say, what if we were doing this sale for your family and people
Mhm.
wanted stuff that's cheap?
Yes,
And that usually they don't know what to say.
right.
And then they just kind of walk away, But
I've
yeah.
used that before. What if this is your family? Would you do this?
I've
You know?
used that too. Yes.
And I've also said before, this is not Dollar Tree. Go down the street. You know,
Oh, that's
I'll have to
funny.
remember that one,
Yeah.
Dwayne.
after this is not Dollar
Yeah.
Tree.
But
So,
Oh my
on a
gosh.
serious note, if they are really trying to haggle you down,
Hmm.
if you hold it and you look at them in the eye and you say, this is worth this much, if
Right.
not more.
Hmm.
Then I've seen Dwayne do that many times, just standing in the background. Now this is he usually knows them by name, Bill. Now better than that. You know the
a
quality.
halo. I got a halo.
You know that it's worth that for the family. And then they usually say, yeah, you're right. And then they go ahead and buy it.
Right.
Yeah, they
That's
will. They will.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Anybody
That
got a
is
question?
funny. Well, yeah.
Sure.
What? Oh, did I jump in front of you, Daryl? I'm
No, ma'am,
sorry.
you go right ahead, Miss Tammy.
I was just thinking, what is the strangest thing that you have found when you're
Oh
going
my
through a
gosh.
house? Yeah. Can you
This could be a
say
good
it
one.
or yeah?
And Nellie, this can be edited. This will be edited
Yeah.
when we're done.
Yes. Yes.
You're blushing now.
Um.
Oh.
Well, there has been some items that I haven't been quite so sure about what it actually was, but we got this
Oh.
thing. It's called Google app, and I can take a picture of it. And when it
Okay.
tells me what it is, I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously, how does this work?
This was in
Oh,
Greeneville.
Yeah.
In Greeneville.
Lordy, I
Yeah.
love it.
But
I
we have
love it.
found some unusual items. I've got some education on some stuff, but I'd
So do
say,
we.
but as far as being like extra strange, I would say nothing really. Nothing really.
Oh well. Just an occasional toy, I would say, to
Yeah,
be
toys.
We did. I'll take that back. On one of our sales, our client was from Georgia. It was his mother's place, and he told us that his mother did not believe in the banking system. He said they had money all over the house, but he said, I think we got it all. He said, we've
Oh wow.
searched, and we found a lot of money. Well, as we were going through her closet of her many, many shoes, there was a shoe box that was packed with money. we ended up finding about $15,000
Oh my.
in that.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh.
yeah. So we immediately took a picture of it, and I contacted my client. He's like, "Well, do you think there's enough there that I could retire?" And I'm like, "Maybe." But yeah, I guess that was sort of strange finding all that money
Right.
in
Oh,
two
yeah.
lots. Yeah,
But that is also
Wow.
so rewarding when you give it to the family. They're like, oh my
right.
God.
And
Right.
Destiny here was setting up a sale for us back in the summer of last year, and I was working on another sale, and she called me and she said, "I just found $6,000. What should I do?" And I'm like, "Well,
Wow.
first of all, take a picture of it." And I said, "We will contact the realtor," because the realtor was standing in as the client for her client.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we immediately contacted her, let her know that we found the money and that we had it, and she, came out and picked it up. So we've many times we found money.
Yeah, we have.
Wow.
Yeah. One time, and we've talked about this before on podcasts, but
Hmm.
about $133,000 in gold coins.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the daughter didn't know they're there. She just opened the safe and said, "There's stuff in here. Sell it. Sell it all." And
Wow.
it's like, "Are you sure?"
Mm,
And man, her jaw dropped to the floor when we brought it back to her and gave it to her. And she
yeah.
really needed it. She was a single mother,
Right.
Yeah.
and she was
That's
just
pretty
so
amazing. That's
Great.
pretty
yeah.
amazing.
That's the biggest we've ever found was 133,000.
But we
Mm.
always tell our workers, if you find anything like that, we got to turn it in. We got to let them know right off because we don't know that we're not being set up.
Right,
You
exactly.
got
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
Hmm.
And you
Hmm.
know when there's cameras in the house watching you either. They have cameras.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's bad.
And
So,
God's always watching us, so He knows.
yeah, that's true. So I guess the next question was, what's the most expensive thing you ever found? But you just answered that. $6,000.
Oh, Dwayne, we didn't find it. It was right there for us to sell. It was a 1957 Chevy Bel Air.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh,
Absolute,
sweet.
absolutely beautiful in mint condition. Beautiful, beautiful.
Wow.
Mm.
It was
the
beautiful.
question, did you find a good buyer in the small amount of time that you had?
We did. One of the
Yeah.
children in the family wanted this item, but
Yeah.
the family had agreed that everything would be sold, and if there was anything any of them wanted, that they would buy it. So what we did, there was 3 family members that wanted that cart. So what we did is we done our research and we set the price a fair, decent price. But then the family members started bidding against each other, and they
Oh,
actually it ended up going for about 23,000 more than what we had asked for it.
wow. That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were
Wow.
bidding
Great.
against each other.
That's great. So how do
That
you
is
determine the fair
wonderful.
market value for
We do
stuff?
a lot of research, and I also have a lot of friends that are into the antique business, and
Mhm.
I can call them and they'll come out and give me information. But we Google a lot. We do a lot of Googling.
That's great. Great. So, well, I guess that leads us to the very next question, and that's how do you handle your 50% off day?
When you ask that, what actually do you mean? How do
The
I
last day.
advertise it, or
No, the last day. How do you handle? Do you do like have
Or
everybody
you may
leave?
not do 50%. You may have a different
Yeah.
system.
What do you do?
we do a 50% off? But what we'll do is the night before we do our 50% off, I will contact my client and ask them if they would like to come and review the items that's left in the house to see if there's anything they do not want to go 50% off.
Right.
And most most of them will say no, let it all go. So, but
Yeah.
that's what we do, and then we advertise on Tammy's page and our business page and
Sure.
everything that we're doing a 50% off the next day.
Now, when we first started doing estate sales years and years and years ago, we would go 50% off like 12 o'clock in the day on the last day. And we'd have
Okay.
everybody just exit out the house and not take anything with them and clear out all their sales and then come back in for the 50% off.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and we
Mhm.
found out that people was hiding a lot of stuff in a lot of places. And we had to go in and basically restage the house. So
Wow.
Hmm.
what we finally started doing is the last day we would just open up with 50% off. And
Uh-huh.
that would solve a lot of problems rather than making everybody sell out and price or clear out and then come
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah, that's what we do is we start out with the 50% off, and
Yeah.
that way, the night before we have a time to rearrange and
Right.
condense.
Restage it, basically. Yeah.
Right, right. Hmm.
Right. Right. So, well, Tammy, you got a
Do
question?
you well on your 50%, Nellie, do you also do like a bag sale too, maybe? Like,
Excuse me.
like pay $5 for a bag and fill it up?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay.
Usually I follow strict with my contract, and my contract does specify whether we can go half price or not, and
Okay.
so I stick strictly to the contract.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we try to do that as well too. We go over it line by line with the client.
right.
I talk like we do sales now. We haven't done them for over 2 years, but when we
Oh,
used to, we would go. Yeah, we would go line by line with them, and
mm-hmm.
if they have any questions, we made sure they understood that. And
Now, do you miss doing the sales, or is there a
I
reason why?
do,
Listen
I
at me
do.
asking the questions.
No, I
That was going
love
to
it.
be
That's
that was going to be our
wonderful.
last question of the night, Nellie. Yes, the reason we did is we sold a bigger house in Gray that we lived
Uh-huh.
and downsized to one on the Tree Streets in Johnson City.
Uh-huh.
And the one on the Tree Streets had to have a total renovation.
Mm-hmm.
So we could not try to do sales while trying to renovate this house.
Right.
So we
Oh,
just took the time off so we could take our time and
uh-huh.
renovate it the way we need to. And plus we go to Florida for the winter months, and we do sales down here when we're down here in the winter.
Awesome. You
So
do sales, or you go to sales, or
yeah,
both?
yeah,
Both.
we've started. We've been doing some sales down here, but
Great.
it's totally different.
Mhm.
Totally different.
Great.
Yeah.
But
I
It's
seen
funny.
where
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
there was a big.
Outland was going to be doing sales in Georgia too. I think that is great.
Let Tammy can tell you a little bit about that. It's a strange situation. Tammy, would you like to fill her in, or just give her a little bit of an idea of what they're doing?
Maybe they don't want people to know what they're doing.
Well, I
Maybe we
don't
can talk
really
about it.
know a
Well,
whole lot. I don't remember
right,
what I
Well, they did advertise it
yeah,
on Facebook,
I don't
so
know
I'm
what
sure they
city
right.
did.
in Georgia, but I think
It's
yes.
Atlanta.
Yeah, so I
I
think
think
they
they're
had
trying
a
to build up a
family.
company to
Okay.
sell. Is that
Trying
not
to
correct?
yes, I think so.
Yes.
That may be I think what I've heard. So like a
Mm,
franchise. Yes.
that's
Right.
awesome.
So
Right.
but now, Nellie, let me ask this: Does it bother you when other estate sale companies come to your sales? Does it make you nervous, or
Like
do you?
me.
Like
No, it really doesn't. And actually, there has been times that and I'm not sure if it was you two or another person,
we've been
but
here.
they came at the right time when we needed help. I mean,
Oh,
we had
Oh,
people waiting in line to pay, and they're like, "Hey, we've done this. Can we help you?" And
Wow.
and it just tickled us to death.
no,
Right.
it wasn't us. But if you
It
need us,
wasn't, yeah.
we'll do it. Yeah, if we're ever there and you need us, just ask us. We've
I
helped other.
appreciate that. But I
Yeah.
haven't met a lot of the other estate sale companies, their staff, so I really wouldn't even know unless they came up and told me
Right.
it was them. So
right,
Yeah,
right.
we've
that
been to.
happens now. We encourage family involvement. A lot of the families will be like, "Do you want us to be here during the sale, or would you rather us not?" And I'm like, "It's your choice. If you want to be here and you're willing to help, it's free help. We'll take it."
All
No,
right.
we don't do that. We don't allow any family members at the cell.
Oh, okay.
Because we've been in situations where families have actually talked people out of buying stuff. They
Oh,
say, They say,
I can
"Oh,
see that.
I bought that for my sister, and she never did pay me for that," and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And
Oh no.
it's like you
Yes.
have to leave because you're causing problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, a
Mhm.
and
lot the ones that's stayed and helped us is actually has found ways to talk people into buying the stuff. We're like,
okay, well
Oh,
that's good.
good.
let me tell you a story
Yes.
about this. And they're like, okay, I'll take it.
And it's hard on families too. It's really hard on families to see that mom steps out the door, and it's really emotional for them.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we just try to discourage it.
yeah.
Oh, we've helped a lot of people when we've been to sales and things go wrong. You know,
Mhm.
I'm
I was at
pretty
a sale
sure.
this weekend in Florida, and they were swamped. This little old lady, she was 93.
Hmm.
She was trying to find someone to help her because she couldn't get around real good, and I ended up walking around with her and taking helping her carry her stuff, and just taking a whole bag of stuff to the front for her and letting them know who
Oh.
it was and what was going on with it. But the question I was going to ask you when I jumped into that was, do you give a lot of companies do this and a lot don't, and some don't. Do you have a system on opening day where you give out numbers?
I don't. I don't do that.
We don't either, and we would love. And when we interview this one company, that's going to be my question: what is the benefit from that?
Yeah.
Because I've always been curious.
I
But
have too, and I've had customers come to our sales and like, do we need to take a number? And I'm like, what, my phone number? And they're like, no, and a number to go in. And I'm like, no, we don't do that.
right,
No, we never gave out numbers either. We just kind of gauged how big the house was and how many
Yeah,
we could get in.
yeah.
But I think it kind of discouraged people from coming if because usually the same people get the same number every time. It's like, how did they do that?
They get there real early, I guess,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
apparently, yeah.
or keep their
Now,
numbers
Nellie,
from their last sale or something.
right now, do you take credit cards?
We don't.
You
I
don't.
do
Okay,
not. I do not support a cashless society at all. I do not.
right.
So we do not do the credit cards or debit
Okay.
cards, either one.
And do you feel it hurts you any?
I'm sure it does, but
Does it?
for the most part, there's ATM machines just about every corner, at a store.
Yeah.
So if somebody really wants something, they're like, if you'll hold this, I'm going to the ATM. I'll be right
Right.
back. And I'd say 9 out of 10 times they do come back.
yeah.
I mean, that is an added expense to the company, and
It is.
we take them, and at the end of the year, we're shocked when we get that report of
Right.
how much in fees we paid out in credit card fees.
Yes.
And
Yes.
But we're also shocked at how much it helped us to sell.
And
that's just true too.
we do not make Jeff and I do not make a lot of money off of this. Once we pay our help and, the diesel for our truck and this and that, sometimes I'm wondering if we're even coming out making anything.
And
Uh,
Oh,
people think we get rich on it. They
no,
re- they think that we're getting rich
right,
on it.
right.
And
it,
you work your butt off on doing these sales. I mean,
it's
it's
a
We
lot
not
do.
an
harder.
easy
Yes.
job.
We do.
Mhm.
But we enjoy it. It's more than, making a little money to us. It's more than that. It has some meaning behind it to both of us for certain reasons, but
Right, right. That's amazing.
but
So,
we
Like I said, yeah.
And I advertise on my page, and I tell people ahead of time, cash only for Nellie sales. That
yes,
way they have a heads up.
right.
Well, she's not the only one, though. There's several.
Oh, there
The
are.
estate,
Yes.
yeah, the estate chicks don't do it.
Yes.
Right.
Bonnie, I think, does, don't she?
yeah, Bonnie
Yes,
Yeah,
does.
Bonnie
they take
does.
cards. Yes. Uh-huh.
But
And
a
when we
couple of
do
these new ones don't. That's
we
popped
do
up. So
we do
yeah,
take checks,
Right.
but we
yeah,
like to be able as soon as the sale's over, if we have some checks we need to cash, then we'll do that the following Monday. But we like to be able to pay our client almost
Mhm.
spontaneously after the sale. We like to settle up. And sometimes it can take a bit for you to get that money off of a debit card and stuff.
right.
Right.
We used to tell them we will have you cleared out, settled up within 5 days.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we like to do it the first day or so after the
Yes.
sale,
Mm-hmm.
just to get it cleared out.
Right.
Well, we also do a running inventory of what we sold, a computerized running inventory, and we print off a report and give
Uh-huh.
it to them. Sometimes it can be 30 and 40 pages, to
Wow.
give,
Wow.
and they can go through and actually look at it and see what brought what.
Wow.
They actually enjoy that. So, and it's good
Mm-hmm.
for probate too, because a lot of times things
Yes.
are for probate,
Right.
and they need that information. So we do a computerized system when we do ourselves,
Yep.
which makes it slows things down a little bit, but it's better for the client in the long run.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
well,
Now, Nellie, do you have business cards as well that you hand out to people
We
to
do.
get?
We do.
Okay.
We have business cards that a lot of people will come to our sale and like, we've never heard of you. How do we follow you and stuff? And I usually
Good.
hand them a business card and say you can go on our business page, and then I'll tell them about you, Tammy, and how if they really like estate sales, they can
You're sweet.
follow you, and that you can lead them to all kinds of them.
right.
And
You're so
before,
sweet.
go back to about, saving money every which way we can in this business. Before, I was paying anywhere from $45 to $50 a weekend to put these sales in the Greeneville Sun paper. And
Yes.
I had noticed Northeast Tennessee pop up on the Facebook. No, I take that back. I was researching how to advertise my estate sales on Facebook, and it was estatesales.net, and it had different companies. Well, I seen where Northeast Tennessee was doing it, so I just happened to message her and say, would you mind? How much do you charge to do this? Would you mind advertising my business? And she's like, I've been doing it all along, and I
I
did. I
have
not even
Oh,
clue.
free of charge.
wow.
I know. God love you. I'm
Yeah.
so
So,
happy.
so did
Yes.
you? Yeah. So did you
Yeah,
stop doing the
Nellie.
newspaper?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that was yeah.
What
Yes.
Tammy done for us really boost our customer base, and I was able to, stop doing
Yeah.
that with the newspaper, because most people were telling us, well, we don't even get the paper, we don't take it. So it's like I was just throwing that money weekly away.
Right.
Oh, God love you. Nellie is a sweetheart. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to hear that your business is booming and you got people waiting in line and
Yeah.
you are so
We called
loved.
Tammy, or I called Tammy my rosebud. She helped us bloom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so
And
Well,
sweet.
we were just excited to meet you all before we left town for Florida. So
yeah.
yeah, we will definitely be
Yeah.
coming back.
I appreciate that. We have a great sale that's coming up, and I'm really excited about this sale. If you don't care for me, just take a few minutes to talk
Oh
about it.
no,
Absolutely.
plug it.
Okay, about 2 years ago, I was doing this sale, and the house up above us, there was a caregiver. She came down and shopped at our estate sale, and she told us that she was taking care of this lady up there, and that today was her 100th birthday.
Oh,
And I said,
Oh,
oh, that is amazing. I said, is there any way I could go meet her and tell her happy birthday? And she said, yes. So I went up there and met her, and told her who I was and what I was doing. And she's like, well, I don't reckon I need an estate sale right now. And I'm like, well, no, I didn't come for that purpose. I just wanted to come and meet you. And I said, and wish you happy birthday. Well, I got a call about a week ago. This lady had passed at 102, and she had put it down for me to be contacted to do her estate sale.
oh, how
So,
sweet,
yes,
Nellie.
I'm really excited about
Oh,
it.
that is
Yeah,
what is this
things
going
like
to
that.
be? It's very meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It
Is this
is.
going to be in like Chucky or somewhere in Greenville or
Yes, this is going to be in town in Greeneville. And
okay?
she has left all her proceeds to the Humane Society. So,
Oh,
so
God love her.
I'm going to be working really, really hard to help the Humane Society get.
we had one like that once where the family called up and said, Mom left in her will that she wanted you all to do her estate sale. And
Isn't that wonderful?
isn't that wonderful? Yeah, that
Yeah.
she came to one of our sales earlier, and she was so impressed that she went home and put in her will she wanted us to do her estate sale.
Mm-hmm.
No, Dwayne, you forgot.
Wonderful.
You forgot something. She
What I forget?
didn't.
I'm
She
sorry.
put a business card and she wrote on it. She said, "This is who I want to do my sale."
Okay.
They had hired another company, but
Oh,
as they were going through her personal files, they found that card in there.
Uh-huh.
So they said, "This is Mama's wish." So we've got to tell the other company that we can't go with them.
Oh, wow.
It was the
oh,
same one,
wow.
and it turned out being
Wow.
our third largest sale that we ever did in all the years.
That
Yeah.
is so,
Wow.
Are you talking about Karen?
Mhm.
Yes.
Wow.
Remember now? Did that string?
Tammy, you came to that sale, Tammy.
I
Yes, you
did.
did.
You did, yes. That's one of the ones we did the wine and cheese and stuff one night.
Oh,
Where you
yes, I remember that. That
that
was the
big,
private
beautiful home.
invitation. Yes, it
Yeah,
was. I love that.
Yeah.
so,
yeah.
Wow.
so
And
how did that turn out with the other estate group? Did it go okay?
I guess it did.
well, most of them say that the sales can be. I don't know if yours is, but yeah, they can cancel before any work has been done,
Okay.
and by law, I think that would hold up with anybody as long as no work had been done yet. And
Okay.
but and they called. They said, this is Mom's was her last wish. She
Yeah.
wrote this just a couple weeks ago on this, so we have to, do her wishes.
What a
And
compliment.
yeah,
Yes.
that was, and
They do
and
that.
to know that they loved her mother that much
Yes.
to do their. But
Yes.
yeah, it kind of made me cry a little bit. But and
Yes.
after we did it, they said we are so glad we did her wishes.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
glad.
Absolutely. Nellie, is this sale coming up? Is this going to be your next sale, like in a couple of weeks or
Yes, that's our
longer?
intentions if the weather, works out and everything. So
Well,
that will be our kickoff for the new year.
Good. It sounds like a big sale, wonderful sale.
It's
speaking
going
of
to
that,
be
Tammy,
exciting.
go ahead, Nellie.
I said it's going to be exciting.
Okay.
Yes, it will.
I was going to say, speaking of that, Tammy, you want to run through the list of what you may have so far this week?
Well, of course, now the weather may change,
Mhm.
may
You're right.
change things. It's because already I noticed, and I've already shared it in my group. Willow Creek is postponing their sale that was supposed to be this week. They're going to postpone it to next week in Bristol.
And I think this
So
did the same
that's a
thing.
good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yes.
chicks had one in Colonial Heights, and I just got off the phone with her, and she said, "We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we don't even know how we're going to get
Yeah.
there to get it set up." So I think a
Right.
lot's in the air right now.
I think a lot will be in the air. I did have an Outland Estate is supposed to be doing a sale in Chuckey, Tennessee later this week. I don't know if that will go on. And
It's not justice for the families to do it with weather like this because you're not going
I
to get
know,
near the revenue out
near
of
the
it.
people.
Right.
Exactly. And of course, I think Blue Moon is supposed to be having a sale Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Johnson City. Hidden Treasures Virginia branch is supposed to have a sale this weekend in Lebanon, Virginia. But I'm
Oh
just
my!
telling, yeah, I'm just telling my all my members in my group, go to these groups' Facebook pages and look for any
Right.
changes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of all up in the air this week with the snow. But
Oh
Nellie
yeah!
said she doesn't have the snow. Nellie's got slush, and I've got
We got
all the
slush.
snow.
We got slush.
You'll probably have ice in the morning, so be careful.
Yes.
That's right.
Ooh,
Yep.
That's true.
Lordy.
So. Okay,
All
so
right.
Nellie, closing out
Mhm.
here, what would you want people to know about your company? Just a final
Exactly.
big blurb.
Well, I'd want them to know that we're trustworthy, that we're knowledgeable, we're hardworking. We are just a small family business, and they can call on us at any time. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Do you feel comfortable putting your number out here so people can get a hold of you if they need you?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll give you
Yes.
that.
So you can reach me on Facebook, on our business page, Hillside Estates and More. You can call myself, Nellie, at 423-972-1075, or you can call my husband. His number is on our business page as well.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we so enjoyed having you on today. It's been so enlightening.
Yes.
Thank you. I've
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it.
And do you have any other questions for us or Tammy?
Yeah.
I do have a question, and you all might can guide me in the right direction on this.
Okay.
Is there some sort of support group between the state companies? So, like, there's been times that I've wanted to ask somebody's advice or questions or something. Somebody that was in the business, and
Right.
is there a group, maybe like a chatting group that you're aware of where you could ask a question and get advice or anything from other estate sale groups?
Yes.
There is. You want to tell her about Daryl?
Go ahead. We use them all the time.
Okay.
It's a Facebook group and it's called Estate Sale Professionals. Is that what it's called, Daryl? We'll find out the name for you, Nellie. And
Estate Sale Liquidator Pros, but you
yeah.
have to prove that you're a business owner
Uh-huh.
and how long you've been. You go through all the questions because they don't let just everybody in it. It's a private group.
Okay.
And once they see that you are a estate sale company owner, they'll put you in and you can ask questions and you'll get answers from all over the country, what they do here or what they do here. Give you a lot of good ideas.
Wonderful, because
Yes, it is great.
I would, I was thinking how wonderful it would be if the estate sale owners in the Northeast Tennessee area could get together and have like a support team, because it's, I feel like there's many times I want to ask for advice or ask questions, but I don't really know who to ask.
Right.
Do you have a pen, Nellie? I'll give you the exact name of the group here. I pulled it up on Facebook.
My daughter-in-law here is going to
Okay.
get it.
It's Estate Sale Liquidators Pros.
Welcome to call us anytime, because there's a couple companies that we talk with also about things when we have strange things and have questions. But you just got to learn who is the ones that's willing to talk to you and help you. You just got to learn who you can communicate with.
Right.
Yes. There has been a couple times I have messaged Tammy and asked her if I could call her or text her for some advice on different situations, and she's always been willing to help me.
Oh,
Great.
But I
That's
know
so
her time is
sweet.
very valuable.
I try.
She's doing a lot of stuff to promote these estate sales and recreational events and stuff. So I don't want to tie her up, no more than I have to.
Right.
And as Daryl said, you're welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Anytime you contact. Yeah.
Did you get that?
Feel free to call us anytime you have any questions. I mean, like I said, we've been since 2008, and we're one of the oldest companies around. Okay, then. So, again, we thank you for coming on. And
you're welcome. It was my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes, I'm so
talking with you.
It's good to talk to you too.
It's wonderful seeing your beautiful, sweet face. I love you, Nellie.
I love you, Tammy.
And we're gonna bring Tammy down to meet you.
Okay.
I love it. Yay!
Maybe Jeff would let me sneak off and we could go have lunch or something.
Oh, there you go.
Love that.
That would be great. Okay. Thank you,
right.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nellie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.